what I remember, it wasn't something like this life. In this life, when I was around that age, I was totally different.
Oh, like how?
Totally different. I was very talented in this life, very mature. It's different. I was like very shy back then in the first life. Shouty. I wasn't like kind of very talented boy, you know, normal. I never have anything came from that personality to this personality.
I feel like Shauki's personality
Yeah,
was very
totally
yours.
different.
Mm.
But like I told you, when I was kids, I was feeling something bothering me all the time.
Yeah.
Something
Like
like
what?
I felt like an engine in my mind, always something hearing thing in my mind. I don't know what is it.
Can you recall anything? Can you remember anything?
Not when I was like 3 years.
Mhm.
I couldn't before 3 years. I couldn't know what's bothering me. After that, I start knowing more and figuring parents, you know, this is not my parents, those the other parents.
If we want to be specific about the noise, or actually not the noise, let's say the ضجيج.
Annoying, yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah, annoying. Something annoying.
The stuff, it's coming from the memory.
Probably from the previous life,
life.
yes.
That's mean it's so much information, if we want to recall it this way. And you think if it's so much information,
What I find out after I start figure, I have previous life, I'm kind of start thinking, oh, now I know what is it, you know, but I cannot tell what is it. All I know, it's something annoying me, bothering me, but I don't know what.
I think it's a really good point here, Tim. When he started recognize the previous life, he starting organize his thought. Now, so many thought, if we want to recall this way, so many information and thought coming together, and he couldn't identify either. When I believe when he knows they're coming from previous life, it's like a computer chips. He start organize the information in each one in their place.
Yeah, but on other hand, you gotta remember when you start uh, remembering things coming to you in this life, you start growing, you start building different personality. They all happen to be in one traffic light, like three ways, you know? And now you gotta find the who you are,
Right.
who really you are, you know?
Yeah. So are you saying that in your earliest years, that it was more like impressions and feelings pressing at you, but
Yes,
you didn't yet have clear memories?
exactly. That's
And the clear memories began to come when you were about 3, you think?
yes, around 3 years,
Yeah.
you can start knowing those.
Yeah.
Like make sure it's there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
real.
Right. But
Yeah.
how old were you when you started feeling the annoying feeling?
Year and a half probably. My mom told me you were a very difficult baby. crying all the time. Uh, she told me one day, she said she feel like I'm hurting, but she always check my diaper, check my ear, check my, you know, she always telling me you was very difficult child. And after you figure all these things, after then you start like you see like letters, okay? They comes to one point, they you can read them clear. And after they keep going, the more time pass, they fade, you know, they start fade slowly. But to me, I was remembering for a long time. And there's a lot of stuff never fade. It's stuck on my brain, on my back mind. I can tell you a lot of things on my previous life. I remember them more than this life. You believe in my childhood.
Yeah. That's very common actually, for people like you who remember previous lives, to remember the previous lives more clearly than your own childhood. That's very
Yeah.
common. And some people like Rabia start talking in childhood, remember in childhood, and then retain them into adulthood. But it's not usual. It's rare to do that. And that's one of the interesting things about you, Rabia, is that you do remember things so clearly.
I remember one thing. Uh, I believe in previous life this because there is a man in my village. That guy, his name Yusuf. He passed now. He was tell you exactly the relationship. He was my father's brother, like my previous father brother. Sabra,
Yeah, so he was Shalki's uncle.
yes, and he had gas station. I remember one time he took me with him to Beirut to get his nozzle for the gas pump. You know, the, what do you call this?
The nozzle, yeah.
Nozzle, yeah. I remember that. And I believe when I told him about that, because I don't know this guy, my uncle, previous uncle in this life, I never know him or saw him. But I mentioned his gas station because he's the only one in town have gas station. And they went, Dr. Stevenson went with the translator to his house and they proved that. He told them, yes, I went, I took him to Beirut with me to bought this nozzle. I remember that clearly. I think you should find that in
It's in
the
the
book if you look for
Yeah,
it.
that's why I knew he was Shalki's uncle, because I remembered reading
Exactly, this is it. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I met Shawky Means.
Yeah,
Oh, on your trip this time.
yeah, Bint
Bint
Muhammad
Bint Khalid,
Haram,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what was amazing. What we were talking. Actually, his name's yeah. He's a brother. He's a brother named
Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Yeah.
We have a daughter, married a good friend of mine, and we met together. And I was talking about Rabia case. She said, "Yeah, I know this. My uncle And it was this, it's a big surprise. It was how much is small, the words are very small. And when we get together and I start explaining, she said everything, and she's a familiar with the case, and she's a familiar everything Rabia said when he visited his mom.
I remember we used to hunt, me and Hisham,
Yeah,
my,
your cousin.
yeah. Yeah, I remember things like that most. I remember another thing, my cousin's car, Townis.
Right.
Yeah, I remember this very well. Because when I saw the car, I recognized Hisham in this life.
Oh, that's right. He came.
He was coming to visit my cousin in this life. We were friends. My cousin in this life named Fuad. We were friends. Fuad, Shawqi, Hisham, Malik Hilal, another guy in town, different family. Dr. Bassam, Dr. Bassam Hilal, Afif Hilal. Yeah, all these guys we used to hang together.
And Hisham was the one that you had the accident with.
Yes, Hisham, we had the accident together.
Yeah, and I remember there's something about when Hisham, when you saw Hisham and he didn't recognize you.
Yeah, I told him, Hisham, you forget me? I'm Shawki. He said, who you are? And then he asked my cousin, and then he asked me many things. Nobody knows about it.
Like what?
There was hotel
Uh-huh.
لعادل صابرة مدرسة الثانوية where the college used to be. There was girls, they come to summer time, like in Beirut, people goes to the mountain in summertime for vacation.
Right, right.
Me and Hisham, we met couple of girls. We used to hang out together on that hotel area, you know. I told him, remember those girls?
Was he your partner in crime with the Nasser statue, or was that something else?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Tell
Hisham.
Jim about that.
Me and Hisham, younger than my brother Muhammad. Muhammad, he used to be with party called Nasiri. You know, the president of Egypt, Jamal Abdel Nasser, the one used to be president and die. Remember that?
Yes.
Jamal Abdel Nasser. Jamal Abdel Nasser, he with party called Al-Nasiri, Al-Nasriyin. My brother Muhammad, he have statue for that president, Jamal Abdel Nasser, Egyptian president. The president statue, gypsum board, like a gyps, and glazed with the bronze color. Like you see, you think it's a copper statue, you know? Me and Hisham, just to aggravate my brother Muhammad, we carve on the statue Hitler sign, put Nazi sign on that statue. And somebody, I don't know if somebody, Hisham brother or anyone, friend of us, told us, that's a big thing. That's crime to do that. You know, they inferior us with that. So we took the whole statue and we hide it behind the container of the water on the attic, kitchen attic. Like in Lebanon, every house have container of water, like tank of toilet, you know, by gravity, water goes. Hide it there, and time goes by. I passed, Shauqi passed, and story dead. No secret, you know, died with the death. In this life, when I went there and met Muhammad, he started asking questions like, okay, tell me, prove me, you Shauqi. I told him, I swear to God, I told him, nobody knows about that but me and Hisham. And I haven't met Hisham yet in this life. I told him, remember Nasser? I was calling Nasser. I don't know Jamal Abdel Nasser, you know, just call Nasser. I hide the statue on the attic. You want me to show you where? He said, yes. We went to the attic and I told him we carve on the statue. Went to the attic, grabbed the statue, and they start crying. After that thing, they start like have me every day. My previous parents, they want me every day. In the summer, go stay there with them. No school, I go there, stay with.
So tell Jim about the first time that you reunited with your mother, your Shauqi's mother.
Yeah. When I told you we went down with my cousin and my brother, I told them, no, don't lie to me to buy me chocolate and this
Yeah.
and that. I want to go. I show you. Take me. I tell you where the house. I know the house. They start telling me, okay, go this way, go this way. I tell them, keep going, keep going, keep going. There's big curve, but حفيظة, حفيظة. When I went to that curve, all the memory came to me. After that curve, I saw everything in my mind. I run. It's like downhill. I run and they start running behind me, like walking fast. They don't want to lose me. Until I see the gate was open, like a outside fence, concrete and stone and gates, metal gate. I entered the gate and went to the patio. There's balcony, 3, 4 steps, 5 steps. You got the balcony, the living room. We call it salon. Door open, summertime. My mom was making mashed potato on floor. She crossed her legs and making mashed potato. I came to her. I saw her. I know her. I said, Mom, I'm your child, Shauqi. She passed out. Muhammad came from, he heard noise, came from inside. Who you are, this and that. Then my cousin and my brother came in behind me. And they start telling him, he keeps saying he's Shauqi. That day, that moment, I told him about the statue. The first day.
And you also, I think they were quizzing you about where was your room?
Yes.
Yeah.
I show them the room. I show them my closet, my BB gun.
Oh, and the
Yeah,
baby
I
gun.
have
Wow,
BB
the
gun.
Have you ever read what Stevenson wrote about you? Have you read his case?
I never wrote the book. I got the book, like I told you, and somebody took it because my English wasn't good. I don't understand. He took the book to read it and he said, disappear.
So the memories that you have, that you still have, do they feel like memories of this life that just come into your mind? Uh, I'm wondering what the experience is like. You seem to have a good, we can ask you questions and you can answer them. And I'm just wondering whether that's because you've had these memories over and over and over again now, and so they're cemented in your mind, or whether you can actually think back to that experience as Chowkey. Well, what is it like when you're remembering these things?
The most thing I remember on my back mind, it's not like from when I ask them what we did, what I always tell them, the memory. They never told me anything. My parents, my mom used to tell me, I left you a long time. They used to travel and they keep me in Lebanon for the school. They were in Africa. You know, I don't have much memory growing up with them. You know, it's especially with my father. I don't have much.
Did you live with a relative when you were
Yes, yeah,
When they
I
were
stayed with Hisham's mom, my
Oh,
brother.
oh,
Yeah,
and she was the one who was there when you passed.
Yes,
When Chowkey
yes,
passed.
Afaf.
Yeah.
yeah.
And my mom in this life, Afaf, same name.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
But it was when you were Chowkey that your parents were in Africa,
Right.
Yeah,
not in this life.
no, not in
So
this life.
in this life, when you think back to Chowkey's life, I'm just wondering how now in this life you remember Chowkey's life. I mean, how do the memories come to you and how do
Yes,
you interact with
the
them?
memory came to me. The first thing I have ever said to my mom in this life, I always tell her, I want my mom. You not my mom. My mom have a big butt. My previous mother, she's a very heavy woman, you know. My mom this life very thin. I always tell her the first thing I said, you not my mom. You don't have a big butt. I want my mom. That's how first thing I remember.
Yeah.
I want to mention something just for information. His mom is a lovely mom, and she's a have a big heart, sweet heart. And for personally, I love her so much. She absolutely great person. She have a wonderful personality, very sweet personality. His mom in this life, absolutely, it's amazing woman.
Yeah, she always tell me, I'm your mom. Honey, I'm your mom. Said no, no. Then
They-
she worked with me like, okay, tell me, what's your parents? What's their name? I start saying the first thing, say Sabra. Khweli Sabra. Khweli. Khweli means uncle's mom's side. You know, in the other life. Khweli, Sabra, Sabra. That's all I said. And she never like know who I'm talking about, you know. Then, as much as I say I want my parents, I want my mom, one day that day, the one enough. Like I couldn't handle anymore. I always say, Mom, I want my mom. Sabra, Sabra. I want my mom. She have a big butt. She called my cousin and my brother. She called them. She said, come on, take him to Shukrallah. Shukrallah have a grocery store in his house. Take him to Shukrallah, buy him some candy and chocolate and bring him back. I said, no, no, I don't want chocolate. You want to lie to me. You lying to me. I want my mom. She said, take him.
It's interesting as you're even telling this, it's like you're that little boy again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The same, it's like,
Yeah.
like it's happened now.
Yeah.
Take him. Take him.
Same excitement.
They took me like, okay, go. We went, the same road goes to Shikrallah, the candy store. Keep going. I say, go, go, go. They kept going because our town have one road, the main road, Tariq Farsilway.
Just only one.
One road. Go, go, go. I remember that road. As much as go closer, I remember, like I'm going right, correct.
When you say the memory started flooding you.
After that curve,
Yeah.
I was sure.
Was it like
Yes.
pictures in your head?
Oh yeah. I was going like, okay, I'm going. I'm looking for something. After that curve, Khattar.
What?
I said, this is it.
They named the Hafida.
This is it. I start running, and they was like, well, they were like around 15. I was like 2.5, 3. Run. I start running. I like passed them. The distance between me and them probably like 30 seconds. 30-second walk between us. And then when I saw the gate, I said, this is it. Like, wow, I can describe the feeling now to you. I swear, I felt like all my body, like splash, Run to the gate. I know the house now. Run. Gate open, door open, in. I saw my mom, poor mom, smashing potato. Mom, I'm your son, Shawqi. She passed out. Muhammad came from inside. Then they came. Who's this? Who's that? They start asking questions. And yeah, that day I told them about the BB gun, about my room, and about the statue.
Did you feel relief after?
Oh yeah. After that, there's no more annoying. No more annoying. And then after that, time goes by, I start kind of build my own new personality for this
Right.
life.
Right.
I kind of start like, okay, something was missing, and I start figure I'm in 2 different life.
Yeah.
I'm in 2 different reality. I mean, I still have feeling for my other mom, other father, brother, relative, I still have inside. But of course, I live the reality now. I know it's
Think back to that moment when you saw her sitting down making the mashed potatoes and you tell her who you are.
all I saw, Mom.
did you
That's
feel?
mom. That's the mom I want. That's the mom I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I don't think my mom in this life, I have any attached to it back then
Mm.
when I was annoyed
Yeah, yeah.
because I don't know. I know this
Because
is
there's
not my mom,
confusion.
you know?
Yeah.
I feel like this is not my mom. This is probably my nanny. The memory about the accident came to me when I met Hisham.
Uh-huh.
When I saw him pass in my neighborhood, this is probably happened in that summer, same summer, you know, same week probably, or same 2 weeks, or I don't know,
Yeah.
days
So
or weeks or month. I saw the car. I recognized the car,
yeah.
and I ran behind the car. It's like 100 yards. My cousin, this one, Fuad. I ran behind the car, and I came to Hisham. I said, Hisham, you don't know me? I'm Shawqi. He like, wow, who you are? Fuad told him, this is my cousin, Rabia ibn Amin, like he said it in Arabic. He said, really? Even Fuad wasn't in Lebanon back then. I didn't see him much. Fuad used to cut hair. He was living in Beirut. And I didn't recognize him because I didn't see him. When I started growing, Fuad wasn't there.
Mhm.
When Fuad came back in town, Hisham came to visit him,
Mm.
pass in front of my house, and I saw the car. Then I went there, and Fuad, of course, he know me in this life, but told him this is Rabia ibn Amin.
Yeah. With your, it sounds like the other memories also were triggered by seeing the people, right? Because you saw your mother, you recognized the house, you went in, you saw your
Yes.
mother, and then the rest of your old family is coming, the rest of Chalky's family is coming, and
Yep.
they're asking you questions. And then, but you're answering them correctly. But that was the first time you asked those questions, and that's what
First time.
brought the memories, right? Am I
Yes.
understanding that right?
And there's one more thing. Muhammad, my brother, he said, do you know me? I said, yes, my brother Muhammad. Never seen him in this life. When he came from inside and my brother and my cousin came, Muhammad tried to prove, like, okay, show me. Then I told him, yes, you Muhammad, my brother, and I show you more. Nasir, hide it in the attic. This thing prove it 100%
Yeah.
because he don't know about it. Hisham wasn't in the picture. I don't know him. I haven't met him yet.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you remember about Shauki's room? Do you remember like where the furniture was?
It was single bed,
Single bed? Mhm.
closet built in,
Uh-huh.
have the baby gun and have clothes. My clothes, they stay in the closet.
Uh-huh.
They never throw them away, you know.
Oh,
I told them this is my closet, this is my clothes.
so you got to touch Shauki's
Yes.
clothes?
Oh, yeah.
How did that feel?
I mean, it feel like you find your own thing. Like it was an emotion thing, you know, because I find myself like, okay, this is me, you know.